Hi, this is MrByZ, and today I'm going to look at the TVC Wave that was kind of re-release figures. They have been put out with the realistic face mapping, face technology that we've been getting lately. This, of course, is the Han Hoth with the open jacket, the Leia Hoth, the Darth Vader with removable helmet, and the Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi. All four of these figures were supposed to be kind of a re-release for foreign markets, but they've shown up in fan channels as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at those four figures. So these four figures have been reissued, basically. They were originally produced, was it 2010 when the vintage collection came back? And these are coming back out. They're supposed to be originally for a non-US release, but internet stores have also picked them up so we can pick them up. And the biggest reason to do so is they have the new face printing technology, which I'm going to compare. So we're going to go ahead and, you can't see it here, but he has it too. But, so we'll go ahead and open these up. To me, there's no reason to keep these carded. I already have the originals carded for my vintage carded set. So I'm going to open these up to go with my loose collection, and I'll be able to compare them to the original releases. Han Solo here, it's Echo Base Han, which the picture on it isn't even accurate. As you can see, he's got his Bespin jacket, which he wore in Echo Base, yes. But this is his Hoth coat opened up, which is like in one scene. I remember at Hasbro announced they were going to do him back in 2010. They announced they'd do a new Han Solo figure we'd never had. A lot of us like, what, with his open Hoth jacket? Yeah, we were right. This definitely has some better detail than the original. I'll show it here in a minute. You know, it's a unique Han Solo figure. It's kind of nice, especially for those doing Echo Base diorama. He comes with like his welding mask, his welding torch, and his gun. You know, it's got all the full articulation, everything. Biggest complaint when this came out, and probably still, is he's got that barrel chest Han. There's a bunch of Han Solo's figures put out with kind of this barrel chest piece. It's odd looking without the jacket. It's actually okay with this jacket on, but with the vests and, you know, if you did like a Han Carbonate or something. His legs are also kind of skinny, which is a little odd. But it's a really, you know, it's a nice figure. Now, the original I have right here. And you can see the difference in what this new technology is doing with the faces. I won't say the new one looks exactly like Harrison Ford, but it looks more like Harrison Ford. The eyes especially look so much better, but you know, it's like a little bit of makeup and stuff. There also looks to be a little extra paint detail on the jacket itself. Now, I know there's all sorts of things people want to talk about. Is it brown? Is it blue? Is it brown? Is it blue? I'm not going to get into that for right now. It looks like mine, the buckle there didn't get painted too well. You can see it really well on that one. But, you know, it's the exact same figure, just has a different face. That new one definitely is better. So that's kind of cool that they're doing this. You know, how far they take this and that sort of thing. But I do like it. I remember when this figure first came out in 2010, I thought, wow, this is such a great head sculpt. I loved the figure. And here we're getting an updated version of it, which is really nice. Trying to get a good look at that face paint there. It's very well done. The body already was great. And a lot of people, that recent Force Link Leia Hoth that came out, some people were swapping the head from that figure onto the old version of this because they thought the head looked better. It was not the face printing technology. But you could just get an idea what she looks like here and everything. If we compare to the original here, which I have, again, you can see the huge difference with that face printing technology. It looks a little more lifelike. The eyes especially stick out to me. I'm fairly impressed with it. It looks like we may have a little extra detail on the jacket as well, or vest, or whatever we want. I guess it's a vest. But I wouldn't say it looks exactly like Carrie Fisher, but it looks better. So I do like it. Again, nice update to this. Well, it does look like the original has a little more weathering on the pants than the new one does. Interesting concept there. Okay. Next, we have Jedi Luke. He comes with a load of accessories. The lit lightsaber, his hilt lightsaber got a little bent here coming out of the package. The handcuffs for when Vader takes him into custody. And the look itself, and get a good shot here of that head sculpt and the facial paint. Again, looks more like Mark Hamill. It's not a dead-on likeness. This has loads of articulation. You can already see there's some weird wrist articulation, but, you know, it's made so that he can articulate his wrists in different new ways. They've definitely updated this type of articulation now but they didn't update it on the figure. He does have that on both wrists. You can see the joint there. He also has the, I don't know if you want to call it new crotch piece, whatever, but to where he can do the splits if he wants to. You know, again, a good figure. The only thing this was missing is that you could have the flap down. And I really wouldn't mind them to do this figure again. Maybe update those the wrists and put the flap down, just to give us the a different version of it. They did do a Luke Jedi not long before this that had the option that you could put a piece on there, have the flap down, but his knee joints were huge, and people complained so much about it. And this, the first version of this was supposed to be the update to that. We'll compare them here. So here's the original version from 2010 and the new version. You know, I look at the original, and there's just a good toy quality to that. I do like that, but you can see the difference is, like it is the eyes. Although, with Luke here, his eyes, they look a little more brown to me. Maybe it's just the light I've got on this. But, you know, you could definitely say they're blue. Mark Hamill has blue eyes. But, I don't know, looking at it in person, they look a little more bluish. Maybe just the camera isn't picking it up too well. You can kind of see a little bit there that it's a little more bluish. But you can see just kind of the update that they did with the figure. Paint-wise, it's going to be black. You know, there's not much more you're going to do with that. So lastly, we have Vader, and you're like, well, what more could they do with Vader? They're not going to do face printing technology on the helmet. It is a great Vader figure. It has the cloth robe going underneath, which is really nice rather than sculpted all the way. Good articulation. It's a good figure to take. The Revenge of the Sith Black Series 3 3/4 inch one is still my favorite. The helmet on that's perfect for that figure. But of course, where are they going to do the printing technology is underneath the helmet. Now, you can kind of see here, it looks a lot better. Still no eyebrows, right? But, you know, it looks good. Unfortunately, I can't get to my Vader figures right now to do a real comparison on this. I even grabbed my extras, and I don't have this Vader figure to compare to currently. I'm going to see if I can grab another one to compare to before I finish out this video, though. I should note that there's been reported a variation on this Vader of a helmet, the three-piece helmet, which they did do on, I mean, they've reused this mold so many times. I mean, I can pull, this is one I found. This isn't a New Hope Vader. You can see the robe sculpted over the armor there. It uses a lot of the same pieces, not all the same pieces. The head underneath is more of a young Anakin head, so you can't really compare those. But you see they've just reused this so many times, a lot of the pieces from this. The hands would be different too on this, unfortunately. It's a New Hope Vader, but you know, some of it's different. But yeah, there on some of them, I guess the helmet itself is a three-piece helmet, so the mask comes loose from the helmet. That does not appear to be the case on the one I got, but that is a variant out there if you're interested in such things. So for carded collectors, the front of the card is basically the same. I think the age thing is a little different because back then they didn't do all the different languages on them. It's the back of the card that is different. It has the same numbering system that we had originally, but as you can tell, this is featuring current figures coming out, which they're supposed to do, as I understand, and not the backing we had on those in 2010. So in grading these, you have to weigh a couple of things. They're reissues, but the paint on the heads is so much better than what we've had before. It's not as good as it's going to get. The Han Solo Stormtrooper figure, if you've seen that already, it looks amazing. And I hope it goes more towards that. These are kind of that first start. We've seen it with the Lando and the Leia Bosch as well. They're like better, but not quite the best. And they're not going to do the Black Series stuff, but Black Series is a larger scale. It's probably easier to implement the technology on that. But they are better. If you feel you need to get every version, you probably want to get these. If you just want more for a diorama or you miss these the first time around, these are for you. If you already have them and it's not a big deal with the new face paint technology, don't get them. There's nothing really new for you unless you're into card back variations as well. But overall, I said 93.5%, just balancing that reissue versus the newness of the paint technology, I think is worthwhile for probably most of us. So that was a look at the TVC reissue wave, if you will. All in all, I like it. They do look better. That's probably one of the better handheads we've seen, although I've got to say, Seen the Target exclusive Han Stormtrooper figure. It is a little bit better. We'll get to that another day. But yeah, I do like this idea. I'm just worried about them reissuing a lot of older figures like this and how much more that will be, that sort of thing. But in the meantime, I do like these. These are pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry I couldn't get a Vader to compare to. My Vaders are like just where I can't get to them right now. I'm waiting on a new storage shed to be built in the backyard. Once I do that, I can move a lot of boxes. I'll be able to get around my collection a lot easier. But that's not happening until next month, so it's a little ways away. But you can see the really good detail on that Vader anyway. I hope you enjoyed this review, and you can join me for future reviews if you want to check out anything. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. You can click right here, and it'll subscribe you. I've got a couple more reviews coming up. Some of those Target exclusives. Of course, there's plenty of new stuff coming up. That Walmart exclusive Jabba's Palace is here very soon. I know I want to do a review on that. So you can keep up to date with that. I hope you can join me again, and I hope you can enjoy your own collecting and have fun. Thank you so much.